Hey guys, what is going on, my friends? Good to have you here to have a small, short, quick update on Bitcoin. I can probably promise you this is going to be 5 minutes or less. So not a lot has changed since yesterday. Before I get started, not financial advice, not your financial advisor. I'm just giving my opinion on the market. Not a whole lot has changed since yesterday, and what I want to highlight is what we have already discussed, just reinforcing what we've got, seeing how some of our oscillators have kind of molded themselves over the last day, and just to see what things are looking like. All right, so obviously we've got this bottom back here we have at 6,400, and then we have basically our first and our second and our third wave. And again, this is a third wave and not an ABC because of the length that this has gone. If this stopped back here, it was an ABC correction. We came down, we retested, and then we moved up to this third. So now, naturally, we're looking for our fourth wave to complete before we see this move up here to our target, which is about 9,500. We'll see if we get that high. We'll see if we get that high. The amount of time that we've been taking here is not that great. I would have liked to see this go up a lot faster, but again, the amount of time it took for us to complete this correction over here from this first to second wave was, about 10 days. And right now, we've been up here for only about 2. So it is very possible that this could go out, a little bit further. I don't expect this fourth wave to last as long as the second wave did. I would expect this to find a way to resolution here pretty quick, but nonetheless, we are running out of steam, and I do expect that we are going to have a decent pullback. And if you're part of the insured on the Discord, then you know kind of where those targets are. But at least for the short term, I'm still looking for this to make this last move down here to 8,400, maybe down here to 8,200. But really, I'm kind of only expecting this to come down here to 8,400. I am expecting this pivot to hold as support. Okay, I am expecting this to hold here at the 236. So long positions, I would say we're probably going to be coming down here to this 8,400 mark, and then we're going to finally make that move up to our algo target, which is going to be at about 9,500. Possible it goes higher than that. We're going to have to wait and see what happens, but this is kind of what I'm expecting. Now, I'm going to zoom in here. Again, I said that I would take a look at the oscillators and stochastics and all of that, and just to see what those look like. So let's just go ahead and zoom in here and see what we've got going on. All right, so first off, what we have, we have had some failed attempts to get above 8,700. We just recently did that, but we also have this to pay attention to. Okay, and this is looking pretty good, actually. This little channel that we're in, if we're going to be seeing this as an ABC, what we're looking at here is we've got an A, and then we've got our B, and then we're going to be putting in this long extended C, which could be tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, around the daily close tomorrow. If there's a dump into the daily close tomorrow, not today, that would be a good place to buy, and especially to consider doing some leverage long positions, because I would expect it's going to probably look a little bit like this. So we've got our A, B, C, and then we've got our A, B, C, and then we're going to create a 5 wave, and could be an ending diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to be coming down here for this 5. And again, how this resolves, we still don't know. It could be that it comes down here and this actually completes right after the daily close today. We're going to have to wait and see. But what I do expect to have happen, just for the record, I expect there to be a sharp move down and then a good sharp move back up higher to where we previously were. So it would look a little bit like this. Okay, so based on what we've got here, we've got this basically as our high that we've been trying to push through at 8,700. Okay, and if we do a sharp move down and then a sharp move up, I would expect it to take out some of these highs that we've had today. Okay, so we broke down at this level, and this has currently been our resistance, and it's still arguably our strong resistance that we're trying to push through. Okay, so this right here, and I'm looking at an hourly time frame, guys. So this isn't anything that's super long term. This is all short term, right? So we have support here, and then now it's resistance, and it's currently showing to be a little bit of resistance as well. We've got some wicks above, wicks below. So a sharp move down to fake people out, and then that sharp move back up is likely what's going to go up. People are going to start getting bearish when we start taking out some of these bottoms that we've got here. But nonetheless, this still looks like a valid channel that we're in, and I'm still looking for this tag of the 236, which is at 84 to 84.50, somewhere in that range. That's where I'm looking for this to go. And then, of course, that last move up to the upside. Now, one thing that I do want to make note of is the hourly stochastic is starting to create a little bit of a top here. We're kind of in the median, so it's very possible that this does move up a little bit more, maybe to 8,800. Maybe it makes a push for 8,800, but then I would say that that sharp move down is going to happen. If we take a look at our 3-hour stochastic, this is pretty low right now. So we've got the yellow 3-hour, that's pretty low. We've got the green 1-hour, which is, again, it's trending up because the price is currently trending up, but that's going to turn down. And the 3-hour is already pretty low. So I would expect this on a sharp move down to see that move to the upside. The 12-hour is pretty high. We talked about the 12-hour a while back when we were back here, that the 12-hour was already pretty high. We're not really going to be creating any significant bearish divergence on the 12-hour, which is very interesting to me. It does not look like we're going to be creating any significant bearish divergence on the 12-hour. If we pivoted here and we continue to the downside, yes, there would have been significant bearish divergence, but as that 12-hour is continuing to move to the upside and the price is continuing to consolidate above this zone, then I would say that we're not creating any significant bearish divergence, but that move to 9,500 is likely going to be our top pivot, at least for the short term, where we start a little bit of a larger correction back down to maybe 76 to 7,800, somewhere in this range, is where I would be looking to pick up more long positions. But again, it's pretty far out there. I'm not going to try and predict the future too much here. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens. At least short term, I do think a spike down to 8,400 is likely, and then that last move up to 9,500. Then we'll see how that goes. One more comment before I close out the video today. Everybody's talking a lot about the fact that we have broken out of our trend, the fact that we've broken out of our trend line. Okay, so yes, while it is true that we have broken out of the trend line, I'm taking a look. I'm going to remove some of this older stuff here. We have broken out of our trend line. You can see this based off of this yellow line. We've got our top here, we've got our top here, and then we've broken through. Okay, so yeah, we have broken out of our trend, broken out of our channel, but just because we've broken out of the channel does not mean that I believe that we are done here. So if I extend this out a little bit here, let's go ahead and extend this out and see where we're at. So right now we're finding support here on this halfway to a double expansion. Again, it's very possible this goes up to, look at that, 9,500, right? And 9,500 on CME futures, if you take a look at the premium, there's $100 or $200 added to this. So if this goes all the way up to 96.50, then I would say that matches up pretty well with Bitcoin as far as spot goes to about 9,500. So I'm keeping an eye on this because this is very important to a reversal. Okay, and by a reversal, I mean probably just kind of coming back down here to this upper, right? So now that we've broken out of this trend line, it should prove to be support, and we had support here. It wouldn't surprise me one bit to see this thing go, we've got a test here, and then we move our way up there, and then we're going to see a move down, and this alone takes us down to 67.50. Okay, so very possible that we make a triple bottom here. We have one bottom, a two bottom, and a triple bottom. Very possible that that happens. We've got a nice little cup here. I'm not going to call it cup and handle because I don't really believe in those too much unless there's a lot of metrics that fall in place. But I do think that we are going to get that move to 9,500, and then that's when we're going to see a move to the downside. And if we break through 9,500, then I'll reevaluate. But any long positions that we get in at 8,400, getting out, somewhere between 93 to 9,500, take profit, and then wait to see what happens at 9,500. All right, guys, that's all that I've got for you for right now. That's really worth mentioning. Bitcoin's been pretty stagnant today, but if this video helped you in any way, shape, or form, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and Wherever you are in the world, hopefully you're having a good day, a good night, and a good evening.